Alright, hey everybody. I wanted to just do another video to show, this one won't really be on strategy for a specific node, but kind of more of a general strategy for tackling some of these regular combat missions. We're just going to do the ones in the middle right now. We haven't finished platoons yet in the bottom, and I don't want to have to deal with the massive damage from the special ability that they get. So once we get that covered, we'll go ahead and tackle that one. First one I'm gonna tackle is the Separatist mission. I already did the Watt mission and finished that before recording. So we're gonna go at this with Separatist droids. We do get the effect from the Metal Mayhem over here, which gives all droids 35% critical chance, critical damage, and the big thing is they inflict damage over time for 2 turns whenever they critically hit an enemy, and they gain 10% turn meter from it. So that is huge considering how often you're critically hitting these guys, and anything that's going to be percentage health based is going to just tear everything apart. So basically, if you can get your droids to survive long enough, just load up a ton of critical hits with Grievous, and everybody's gonna just die. It's pretty simple to do well on the Separatist droids as long as you can get into it. So we're gonna jump in. I did bring my General Grievous up to the 2nd relic amplifier level. It adds a bunch of critical chance, a little bit of critical damage, and then adds more health as well. The one thing that Grievous is always lacking is critical chance, and so that's what his relic amplifier really cranks up quite a bit. Is it gives him a ton of critical chance, and then adds more health as well. So he's just going to be hitting all the time. Mostly for my Grievous, I've just got health and there's some speed on him. I think I run a critical damage triangle. You can run health, it doesn't really matter. I have an offense set on my B1. He's fairly fast, almost 100 bonus speed. Droideka, I've got an offense set on him. I don't really care for Droideka that much. Without his Zeta, I think he just isn't that great. He can do a lot of damage every once in a while, but otherwise he's just kind of sitting there doing nothing. If he had the Zeta, he'd be assisting all the time, which would help, but he doesn't. Just have a tanky Magna Guard, that's really all that matters. B2, there's all kinds of different ways to mod him. You can mod him just straight tanky. You can mod him for potency. I have him modded for offense and potency. It doesn't matter too much. You just need him for the buff dispel, and then also trying to put out some of the more target locks and more buff immunity. So we're going to jump into this. Like the Dooku mission, you're going to be wanting to last hit with Grievous as much as possible. Control as many of the control as much as possible as well. We're going to use the special abilities right away. The Hellfire is just really good for putting out all the tenacity down. So with Grievous, just do massive damage. It's pretty easy. And then just try to take everybody out with Grievous. So he can be called to assist, so always target the lowest health. Try to just take out as many people with Grievous as possible. So it ends up Grievous just tears everybody apart. Try to spread out the damage if it's not Grievous's turn, so that he can go ahead and just finish off anybody. if there's anybody that you're going to control, try to control any AoEs. You don't want anybody taking out stacks of B1. Grievous is already fast, and he's going to just keep on tearing up your team on his own. So do your best to not let anybody go after B1. With this, let's see. One thing I'm thinking about right now is if I use B1's special, it's an AoE, it's going to take out that guy on the right. However, he's probably going to also take a turn before Grievous, and those dots are going to kill him anyways. Not to mention, it's always hard to lose out on stacks of his droid battalion. So always use it regardless. It sucks to lose out on stacks, but you'll get there anyways. Because of the ability or the special that gives you the platoon special that gives you the dots, this actually makes the Separatist mission very easy. Just get a lot of critical hits, you're gonna tear them up. Anytime they get a turn, they're gonna end up struggling. They're gonna take a ton of damage from it. I like to do my best to control anybody that's gonna counterattack, so that includes this Jedi Vanguard. These guys are getting a little bit more tankier than they were in earlier stages already. Just make sure, keep on topping everybody off with B1 as much as possible. So, let's see. I'm going to try not to kill him. Well, I did anyways. Let's get rid of some of these buffs. We're not doing a great job with last hitting with Grievous, unfortunately. And there's not a whole lot of target lock out here either to help. Alright, we can get that one, or it gave it to B1, I guess. Just remember that with Grievous, target lock is going to speed him up quite a bit. It's one thing that really helps. The more target lock you can get out on the field, the faster Grievous is going to go. To be able to land some of these debuffs, so we can use that Hellfire. You want to always control ARC Troopers are number one you want to control. They can just do some devastating damage. Pons over here, he's the one that can put out that mark. He does have an AoE as well, and then he also can hit pretty hard. So he's another one that I really want to get rid of pretty fast. You want to do your best to make sure this sharpshooter doesn't stay stealth. Also, don't let him get an attack off when he's stealth. Those are the guys that are really going to tear you apart. Do your best to keep Magna alive, but the AI tends to start going for the Rocket Trooper a lot of the time once a tank is gone. And that Rocket Trooper is super tanky, so there's not usually too much to worry about. The more you're hitting these target locks, the more you're going to be juicing up Grievous, just with more and more turn meter. So you can see on all of these guys, we have tons of dots on them. Just like, if any of them take a turn, they're probably going to just get wiped out. So I'm also going to just control that the medic a little bit so that he can't take a turn. And then, I mean, this is already one because they're taking so much damage. And we're just going to finish them off. But if any of them actually take a turn, they're just loaded up with dots and they're just going to die. So, Separatist mission is pretty easy. The droid mission. That was my wife. Then we'll jump into this one. So, in the bottom zone, the reason why I have it marked as recommended Night Sisters. So the best teams to run in Territory Wars, Traya, your Sith Empire, Night Sisters, Geos, and the Separatist droids. They're the most likely to be able to get all the way through 4 out of 4. I've seen people use Jango-led bounty hunters. They get the bounty hunters resolve, and usually are also able to just do a ton of damage. My bounty hunters really suck, so I don't use them at all. I just kind of bounce between those 5 teams. So we're going to go Night Sisters in the middle zone. I have them selected on there, recommended, because 5s can go... 5s is able to go into show up in the bottom zones. And when 5s is... when he has his elite ability, anybody he kills can't revive. Other than Zombie can always revive regardless, no matter what. But you have to be careful of it. So we've got this my Night Sister team. If you don't have Spirit, really it doesn't matter. You can use any of the others. You can use Acolyte or Talia or whoever. But Gear 13 Daka is really highly recommended. She just transforms the team. She makes them so hard to kill. It doesn't matter if your team is dying in the later stages, because Daka just won't die. Once you get a bunch of revives going, she's just impossible to kill. And so no matter who you end up against, whether that's whether it's Shak Ti or whoever, it doesn't really matter. We want to get this droid out here as fast as possible. What our goal is, so one of the reasons why it's nice to have Spirit is just being able to remove any of the stuns or remove any of the taunts. Now I use Zombie's basic attack because of the tenacity down. Now I'll use it a lot more often in against these teams, just because their tenacity is so crazy, and your real goal is to control them as much as possible. So once I get him stunned, I'm going to try to use the basic on Asajj to stun the AoE. Didn't work. Now we'll use the special. Let's see. I use a special just to get more tenacity down out on the field. You're still gonna try to control with stuns as much as possible. I'm kind of getting a late start on some of these stuns, but spread them around as much as possible. Slowly whittle everybody down. Get as much plague out there as possible, because it's just gonna spread on its own. And then also, whenever Talzin does her basic attack, it's gonna do proc damage on everybody with a plague. So let's try to stun pawns there. Zombie basic attack also removes turn meter, which is great. Again, using the basic attack on Zombie, even though we could get some more plague out there, it's better to get some of that tenacity down out, just because it's so difficult to get some of these debuffs to stick. Let's see. Remove any debuffs. Yeah, Pons just does some massive damage. If he ever actually like comes in as a playable character, he'll be amazing. Be very, very good. See, it's just so hard to get these guys to land any debuffs on these guys. It's just luck if you don't have Tenacity down out there. These first couple levels, you're just trying to maintain, go slow, do your best to keep people stunned as much as possible. You're not really trying to do much. Just go slow without letting yourself, just don't let your characters die yet. You want them to die later, but you want to make sure that you get all the way to stage 4 with your 2 free revives, because that's going to really help to get Daka's health up. Until you get that health up, it's you can still lose, and you can just get one shot if you're not careful. So Ki-Adi-Mundi in here, what he's able to do is he gives himself a bunch of buffs. He's able to do quite a bit of damage as well. Usually I don't have much trouble against him. And then so just control him. The only AoE in this team is going to be the Jedi Vanguard. This lineup really isn't the toughest, so I'm just going to try to will everybody down a little bit. Spread out the Tenacity down as much as I can. Try to stun wherever I can. Use Night Sister Spirit to remove turn meter. And now that there's a ton of buffs on the field, we can remove those with Asajj when we get the chance. So, and because the plague's all spread out, it makes it really easy to, it starts ticking everybody down at the same time. That's why it's better to just go slow instead of trying to bum rush one guy down. Move around all over the battlefield pretty much. Just try to get as many debuffs on everybody. Try to control everybody. And you're slowly just whittling everybody down. Now, again, in this one, I, once again, rarely use Asajj's, her AoE. You're trying to just get some stuns with that basic. She kind of has terrible potency, and you only actually have a small percentage chance that it's actually going to stun, but you never know when it's actually going to get it. So first thing we're able to do is get some Tenacity down out with a Hellfire. Even though it should be giving a bunch more debuffs, it doesn't, because everybody just resists everything. But the Tenacity down is really nice. Now, none of these guys really are going to do any damage other than this ARC Trooper. Clone Captain, he's going to be just a tank. Ayala, she doesn't really do that much. She counters a lot, and that can be the only tough thing. The Clone Commander, he's going to slow your team down just with a passive, but other than that, he can give TM to other people. He's not doing much. Clone Lieutenant, that's another tank. And then Barriss does her thing. So because there's only one AoE here, or one counterattack, and then I have the important guys all stunned, I'll use the AoE to start ticking people down. I didn't need to have anybody stunned there, so it didn't really matter. So just keep on ticking people down. Try to get rid of this ARC Trooper as fast as possible. So him spreading out those buffs is going to make other people hit harder. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. Well, I might lose this now that we just lost Asajj. We have to get... we have to kill somebody now. So this is going to be rough. So we'll try to remove some of these some of those taunts. Let's see. Let's get tenacity down again. Keep those stuns going. We'll try to use Daka to... No. Didn't work. Let's see. Can Daka kill her? Nope. Not yet. Oh, not quite. Well, that's really not good. There we go. Alright, got one save. And another death right away. Oh gosh, this is not going well. Yeah, it's this ARC Trooper. He is just does a ton of damage. And alright, good. At least we can... Come on, Doc. I need you to stun. Yeah, the ARC Troopers, I mean, I was posting in Discord about how tough they are. They can really mess up everything if you're not careful. And I let him get away with doing what he wanted, and he's probably going to throw another AoE out soon if I don't get a chance to attack him. And I need to get a stun on him very quickly, or I am not going to do well. At least it seems like Ventress might finally be getting some health, but really just getting my butt kicked here. So I'm going to try to heal with her AoE. I'm going to get counterattacked by the other one, but I do need some health back on Asajj. Get rid of that taunt. We need to get some debuffs out here again. So there we go. We finally got the stun on this dude. Okay, we might pull this off. Oh, man, did that get tricky. Yeah, still didn't get anybody revived, which sucks. I really want Daka revived, but now we're kind of out of the woods. That got real iffy there, but I think we're all right now. There we go. I've got Daka. There we go. Jeez. So at this point, it doesn't really matter nearly as much now that we have Daka back. Now that ARC Trooper's gone, we can survive. Losing Daka like that, man, that gets tricky, and there's very little you can do at that point. We got lucky that we were able to have Asajj survive. Usually once Daka's down, if you don't, you just don't have enough damage to actually take anybody out. So we got lucky. We got 4 out of 4. I'm pretty happy that we were actually able to make it that far. That one got really rough. In the bottom, so because I didn't actually end up pulling any, I didn't get assigned my Malak, I didn't get assigned my Basilisk Shan Fallen, and I didn't get assigned my Darth Revan. I just threw my Darth Revan in there because I'm not going to need it in the bottom. I'm going to run Palpatine instead, and then I can just run Palpatine with my other Sith Empire team, and then add in Thrawn as well, and it's I'll clear it easy, so that'll be easy. Anyways, I hope this video helps in just some strategy on how to use that. I know things went a little south. Not everything was perfect, but hopefully it can work out for you guys as well. Get some 4 out of 4, get us those points, and we'll get to it. All right, well, have a good one, guys.